your word, Lord. And the strength to speak your word, Lord. In the name of Jesus, and I thank you for the opportunity that you gave me to stand up to teach your word, Lord. Teach your word. In the name of Jesus, I deserve this opportunity. And I thank you, Lord. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. Hi, my name is Sister Maggie Henderson. I'm here at New Jerusalem Missionary Baptist Church, 2200 Main Street in Stevens Heights, Michigan. Pastor Reverend RevDreCash. The subject of the lesson today is Bildad disputes God's justice. Scripture is taken from Job, the 8th chapter, verses 1 through 10, 20 through 22. Then answered Bildad, the, the Shaddai, and said, how long wilt thou speak these things, and how long shall the word of thy mouth be like a strong wind? Doeth God pervert judgment? Do the Almighty pervert justice? If thy children have sinned against him, and he have cast them away for their transgression, verse 5, if thou wouldest speak unto God's bedtime, and make thy supplication unto the Almighty, verse 6, if thou wert pure and upright, surely now he will awaken for thee, and make the habitation of thy righteousness prosper. Verse 7, though thou begin with small, yet thy latter end shall greatly increase. Verse 8, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. Verse 9, for we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because of our days upon earth are shattered. Verse 10, shall not they teach thee and tell thee, and utter words out of their heart? Verse 20, behold, God will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoer. Verse 21, till he fill thy mouth with laughing, and thy lips with rejoicing. Verse 22, they that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. I read you Job chapter 8, verses 1 through 10, verses 20 through 22. The subject of the lesson is Bildad misspeaks God's justice. The lesson is about the suffering of Job. In the first chapter and the second chapter of Job, it talks about how wealthy Job was. He had large land, lots of cows and donkeys and other animals, a wife and 10 children. He was a perfect and upright man, but most of all, he had a fear of God. One day, a tragedy came and took Job's family away. Ten children died, and all the animals he had died. Then Job himself became very ill, and he was suffering from some kind of skin disease. But Job remained faithful to God, and he did not sin with his lips. His three friends were misspeaking God's justice against Job, saying that all these things happened to him because he sinned against God. Job was that Job. They were talking about that Job. He was wicked. He was a wicked man. His friends came. They tried to comfort Job, but it didn't do Job no good. They condemned Job. So, verse 1, it says, then answered Bildad the shadow and said, this was one of Job's friends said, Bildad. Bildad was a Shunamite, and His ancestors may have been from a Shunamite and a child of Abraham. Abraham. This was Bildad said. So how long wilt thou speak these things, and how long shall thy words of thy mouth be like a strong wind? This is verse 2. This is one of Job's friends, Bildad, asking Job some questions. How long will you speak these things and strong wind come out of thy mouth? In chapter 6 and 7, Job, he grieved and he was in distress. What had happened to his family, the tragedy that happened to his family. His children got burned, his animals, he lost everything. But he trusts God. He trusts God, and he had hope, and he had faith in God. No matter what his friends were trying to tell him to do, his friends were trying to confront Job about his sin. But Job did not question God. He questioned the wisdom of his friend. Bildad used Job's words against him. To Bildad, Job's word was meaningless to him. His closest friend, Bildad, wanted to blame Job for his loss. Like example, just because something bad happened to you, that don't mean you did something bad. Or sometimes some bad things happen to you, you don't have to do nothing. You can be in good health and good strength and happy. You can go out there and just get hit by a car. That don't mean you did something bad. Things happen for a reason. In verse 3, does God prefer judgment, or do the Almighty pervert justice? God is judgment, and he judges everyone. We cannot judge no one. God is justice. Here is two questions are about the same thing. No, God will not pervert judgment, or he will not pervert justice. God himself is righteousness, and God is a just God who will treat everyone fair and equal. People won't do that. Verse 4, if the children have sinned against him, and he has cast them away for their transgressions, see, this is Bildad. He's speaking all these things against Job. He thought Job had sinned, the reason why God destroyed all his belongings, his house and household. But this was not the case. In verse 4, you cannot be punished for nobody's sin. The parent cannot be punished for the children's sin, or the children cannot be punished for their parents' sin. The friends thought that Job's children had sinned, but that was not the case. Job offered a burning offering because he thought that his children had sinned against God in their heart. God blessed the righteousness, but the wicked he will destroy. He will destroy the wicked. Verse 5. If thou wouldest seek it unto God bedtime, and make thy supplication to the Almighty. Bildad is one of Job's friends. He wanted him to make supplication, ask for forgiveness for his sin. Ask God for forgiveness for his sin, and for his body to be healed. Okay, the word bedtime is the word meaning a far-fetched response. Job needed to repent. That's Job. He needed to repent, because he didn't sin, but he needed to repent for his sin. He needed to repent. And it was, his friend wanted him to repent. If people always try to judge you, think you did something bad, or you ought to do this, and you ought to do that. But we have to trust God and pray for that person. Don't judge that person and think they had did something bad. Number 6, for thou wert pure and upright. Surely now he will awaken for thee and make the habitation of thy righteousness prosper. Verse 6. This is Bildad, still speaking about Job, still condemning Job. This speaking about God's judgment. Verse 6. His friend was telling Job, his friend, if you was pure and upright, God will restore his body, and God will give him rest. This is what his friend was telling him. God will give you rest if you repent. God will give you rest if you repent. But God can only heal Job. God can only heal Job at his time. It was his time to heal Job. And no matter what people say, well, you ought to do this and you ought to do that. But it's up to God to heal you. No matter what people say. So Job's body became whole, and Job's friend had hope for him. And Job's friend wanted him to have peace and be safe. This was his friend wanted Job. Job's friend wanted him to be healed. He wanted his body to be restored back. But it's good that his friend wanted him to have this, but most of all, it's up to God to heal him. Verse 7. Though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end shall greatly increase. At one time, Job had it all. His children, his cows, his pigs, and all his animals. He had lots of land. And the greatest man, he was the greatest man in the east, and his friend Bildad wanted him to seek God, and God would give his life back to him, his health and his strength. And God will increase at the end of Job's story. God did increase everything that he had. He had more children, more land. Job had more the second time than he had before. God did increase gave Job more children at the end of his story. Verse 8, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their father. Bildad was praying that Job's past, his father past, didn't cause harm to his family. Bildad wanted Job to search for God. He wanted Job to search for God's righteousness and for God's justice. He wanted Bildad was just for Job. But it wasn't up to Job or Bildad. It was up to God to heal Job. Verse 9, for we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon earth are scattered. Our life down here on earth is short because we are not here to stay. Our days are numbered. We must remember the past and learn from the past. Job cried and teach me to understand. For we are but of yesterday and know not. Yesterday passed. Yesterday is gone. You can't go back to yesterday. But we can remember. We can remember our past and learn from our past. Verse 10, shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of thy heart. Bildad talked about the teaching of the forefathers in the past. And when we talk about things, we're supposed to talk about things that come out of the heart, things that come out of your heart. And Bildad wanted Job to talk about things that's come out of his heart. Verse 20. Behold, will God not cast away a perfect man, neither will he utter the evil doer. Bildad still talks about God's justice. Job is a perfect man, and he is upright from God. God will not do it upright with God. If you upright with God, you will be right. You will be right with you. You upright with God, you will be right with you. And most of all, you got to be honest with yourself. And God, He will restore evil. God don't like evil doers. He would help the evil doers. He would help the evil doers. Yep. And he would not cast a perfect man. Job was an upright perfect man. God would not put away a perfect man. But the evil doers, he would restore the evil doers. Verse 21. Till the field of thy mouth was laughing, and thy lips were rejoicing. And this is Job. Job wanted God to fill his mouth. He wanted his life back. He wanted to fill his mouth with rejoicing and laughing. After he had suffered his loss and his pain. And did that when Job to repent. Job had to repent for defensive reasons. He had to repent. And no matter how upright Job was, he was still human. He was human. He had to repent he had to repent. Just like everyone else had to repent. He had to repent for his wrongdoing. Verse 22, they that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and they that dwell in the place of the wicked shall come to naught. The Bildad and his three friends, Job's three friends, they were clothed in shame because they were judging him. They were judging him for what he had done wrong. Because we all sin and we all came short to the glory of God. We all have sinned in our life. We all have came short to the glory of God. So they can't judge him for what he had done. And I think your family got destroyed. This happened to you because you did this, because you did that. No. And they weren't right for Job's friends to judge him. And the dwelling place for the wicked will be nothing. The dwelling place for the wicked, they won't be nothing to them. So if I conclude, Job was an upright man, and he did love God, and God restored everything back to Job, more than what he had before. His friend was not for his support, was not supportive for Job, but they kept talking about his past and what bad things he had probably had done for God to punish him, instead of comforting him in his distress. Instead of comforting him in his distress. So we must, don't just judge no one. We must pray for those that are, in distress, and those that are sick. We must pray to God to them and trust God and support the person. Don't judge them because this happened to you because you did this. This happened to you because you, you seen. Because sometimes you don't have to do nothing for something bad to happen to you. You can go out there and get hit by a car. You know, things happen for a reason, and people for a good reason. So I would like to thank the group for listening, and I would like to thank your conference. Lord, I come once again in the name of Jesus. Lord, I thank you for this lesson about Job, teaching us that we're not perfect. Only you perfect. We're not perfect. We're going to sin. We're going to make mistakes in our lives. But we want to come to you and ask you for forgiveness, Lord. Forgive us all of our sins, Lord. You will die and cold for our sins, so we may have a eternal life, Lord. We thank you